secrets of the powerful storytelling. So, probably you guys already have seen some of my workshops about the power of storytelling. And if you're not, then definitely take a look whenever you get a chance. Notice what I just did. Started out really slow with the pause, then quickly went ahead and accelerated. This is part of the storytelling successful blueprint that my talent agency delivers to somebody like you, providing that you continue listening. Not only across workshops on YouTube like this workshop, but also in our Freedom Fusion Flip workshops that happen every Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. So if you wanted to learn how to create powerful storytelling, then definitely take a look at my Insta, link in the bio, DM the word PATH, P-A-T-H. So what are the secrets of the powerful storytelling? To see the full secrets, I created a couple of videos. Definitely take a look at those videos. They are on this channel. Once you check out those secrets, you're gonna be so happy because it will literally, guys, save you so much time. It's absolutely bonkers. Now, some of you perhaps will say, well, how do I know that those storytelling techniques will save me time? Well, you see, guys, you have two options. Either A, you continuously do what you've been doing with hopes that it's going to work for you, or B, you change and you create new stories. Now, one of the biggest challenges that I discovered when I started creating stories is the fact that I constantly was under the gun for producing some type of results. It wasn't enough for me to go ahead and just read something from the screen. I wanted to produce something unique, not too, I don't know, corny or cringy, something that doesn't make you feel like some sort of a sleazebag, something that doesn't feel like you're trying to sell, yet still salesy, but not super salesy. Now, this is a skill to be able to pull this off, to be able to articulate meticulously what you're trying to say. This is incredible skill, guys. Once you unlock it, the new pockets of opportunities going to be landing upon you. Those opportunities are going to be so beautiful. You're not going to be able to recognize your own self. Right now, what I did is I just tapped into the concept of transformation, where I described to you a brief transformational experience and kind of dripped a little bit of beautified words, the sequences of words to kind of get you inspired. But in reality, guys, in many cases, there's a lot more than just inspiration. There's also summarization. There's also polarization. Now, summarization is when you revert back to your original thinking, when you mention a particular concept and then you resummarize that concept multiple times throughout multiple videos, throughout your entire side hustling service delivery life cycle. That is providing you're a side hustler. If you're not, then perhaps you're a mompreneur or entrepreneur or solopreneur or whatever the case may be. The idea behind powerful storytelling is that you want to be concrete, you want to be precise, yet at the same time, you don't want it to be corny, you don't want it to be cringy, you want it to be interesting. The question is, how? With every little twist that you introduce into your story, it needs to have elements of realism, elements of some sort of twists and turns, something that makes people stick around. This is a beautiful skill, conquered upon only practicing. But what if you don't know how to practice? Or what if you don't know where to get some sort of topics to talk about? How do you handle that? Well, that's part of the problem, guys. That was part of my problems, believe it or not. And I managed to solve it. One day I managed to solve that. And thank God I did. Once I did, sheesh, it was smooth sailing. Once I solved it, out of a sudden, everything started to make sense. Out of a sudden, I started getting more likes, more followers, heck, even comments too. Forget about sales. Just the likes, the comments, and the followers alone is a colossal accomplishment. Now, if you can reach that same level of accomplishment, you're gonna feel liberated. You're gonna feel powerful. You're gonna feel transformative. Notice how I'm throwing lots of adjectives in a mix. That is part of the powerful storytelling. But with every powerful storytelling, you must have intonation, polarization, and summarization. Well, I talked about summarization, but what about polarization? Well, polarization is when you introduce unexpected twists that polarize your audience in the opposite part of your audiences. So the best way I could think of it is this way. Let's say my audience is luxury pet moms over 40 who love to make money by monetizing the heck out of their pets, cats, and dogs. They're pet UGC creators, and they promote the Feudal Lords brands by creating beautiful content. Let's say it's one set of audience. But at the same time, I have another set of audience, luxury pet mom Feudal Lords. So I have Freedom Founders and Feudal Lords. So Freedom Founders are operators, service providers, and Feudal Lords, business owner, brand owner moms over 40, luxury pet moms over 40. The polarization takes place when you introduce multiple audiences side by side with some sort of element in the mix of both of those audiences, where they get some type of value where both types of audiences see the value equivocally. So what does that mean? Well, let's say if I wanted to expand the story, I'd be talking about, look, hey guys, the other day I started to create a pet brand, and holy smokes, I had no idea that I didn't need to do anything myself and just get a bunch of pet UGC creators, the Freedom Founders, on the site called Freedom Fusion System to literally just produce content for me. Me as a powerful business owner, I really don't have time to be playing around creating content. I have a business to run, not a dating profile. Sheesh. The other day, I found some Freedom Founders who managed to create powerful content for me on the go. Now I don't have to worry about telling them what to do. My Cloudbot just does it. This company, Freedom Fusion System, managed to get it set up. I can't believe how easy that was. Notice how out of a sudden I managed to introduce value-driven propositions while including my talent agency in a mix, while polarizing both sides of the audiences. Now, of course, in a subliminal way, you may be thinking, well, I don't get it. What kind of value do Freedom Founders have? What kind of value do Feudal Lords have? Well, obviously, guys, if you dive a little deeper, you will quickly recognize that value for Freedom Founders is that they get a monthly retainer plus extra gravy, the structure between the Feudal Lord and the Freedom Founder that our talent agency, Freedom Fusion System, manages to facilitate with the help of our Cloudbots. But the bottom line is, you see the value for Freedom Founders. You see the value for Feudal Lords, because now, I mean, Feudal Lords can just have Cloudbot circulate the concept of the brand in front of the Freedom Founders and get the Freedom Founders to do the legwork that Feudal Lords otherwise wouldn't want to be doing. So out of a sudden, you see the sacrifice of time in exchange for that feudal share. Out of a sudden, you see that Feudal Lords can offer that feudal share to Freedom Founders, and Freedom Founders cultivate that feudal land, and in the process gain hybrid skills, the type of skills that are not taught in college. Notice how I went ahead and I doubled down on polarization, summarization, and introduced all those elements and twists and made it so prolific. This is the power of storytelling. Guys, it may seem cringy, it may seem somewhat like non-comfortable for you to do, but if you do it with pause in between, intonations, with multiple twists and turns and variations, in combination with a variable-based thinking, which I haven't covered, but that's probably going to be something for the next. But hey, maybe I'll cover that in. Variable-based thinking is a way to substitute common organizational business structure concepts within your story. So now some of you probably will say, well, Rome, I get it. I think I'm noticing you leveraging some of those concepts. I'm noticing that you're using variable-based thinking while describing freedom founders and feudal lords and feudal hustlers and feudal knights. I noticed all this about you. I think I kind of get it. Thank you. Well, if you do, then congratulations. That's going to be an extra point for you when it comes to the powerful storytelling. With storytelling, you need to produce very good intonation, introduce your little quirks, make things interesting. Without it, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, or maybe even impossible, to create the impact, to create the learning effectiveness that you're trying to produce upon the needs of others. But if you do this right, you shall have all the victories and all the likes and comments and followers if you do this right. If you wanted to learn for how to do this right, DM the word PAF on my Insta. Link is in the bio. Well, guys, I gotta get going. I'll see you next time.